All right, let's hop into today's session. We on the 3 hour. 3 hour we can see still within the same range. 1 hour we see still within this same range. So now what we want to do is go ahead and zoom in to what price is doing right here. So price has been in this 1 hour range going on about 2 weeks now. So after we left our session yesterday, it dipped further in and kind of just stayed stagnant right here. So we really don't know what to expect. Um, let's just go in and see. So we're gonna go down to the 10 minute. Boom. Let's fast forward. I got to the market. We give it about 3. That's about right. So now let's go. So first thing we see, we have a clear high here for the 10 minute. So that clear structure, clear low here. Price pull back. So price pulled back and then pushed forward. So it pushed. So that made this the new high. Then what did price do? Pull back to here, wicked, and then it finally broke. So push. So as of right now, price on the 10 minute is uptrending. Um, we have a low here, we have a high here. Let's see what price is doing. We see that price is pushed and began to retrace. So we're looking for a potential continuation. So we want to focus down in this area on the 5 minute. All right. So what we see, is there really any clear structure? Let's see. We're going to get real technical with this one. Nope, that one is slanting downward. So that means price kept pushing through here. So now we want to go to the next low. So perfect. So we see, oh, well, price really didn't break there either. Okay, so we're right here with it. We got a high here. Price pulled back, broke this high, and then price came and broke through here. So let's go through our rules. So we got a low here. Price broke through, wick below, didn't close below, but then it closed below on the next candle before solidifying the low. So we actually do have a high probability 5 minute zone. Go ahead and pull that out. Push through. Pull back some. Repeat. Minute. I don't mind pulling it up a little bit more. All right, so we have no need for the 2 minute at this moment. We're just waiting to see what price does, what happens. Does price break the 5 minute low? Does it push higher? Let's see. Boom. So price broke this 5 minute low. Does it keep pushing? Yep. Kept pushing. Does it push again? Nope. So now we want to go from here. From this point, we are at this point. So this is another high probability sell opportunity. Now, the reason I'm okay with selling right now within this area is because price has been unable to push through this area so many times. It comes to it, rejects, but then it tries to push higher and it keeps coming back to the zone. So at this point, I'm just trusting my lower time frame structure because the high time frame structure is clearly stuck. The 3 hour has been stuck within a range for this entire month of December almost, and the 1 hour structure has been trapped within the same range for going on almost 2 weeks. So I'm trusting my lower time frame structure because the higher time frame structure is messy at the moment. So let's see what we get. So we got the push, we got pull back to here, push down to the downside. We got one break here, and then we got a second candle push that broke and closed below. So this is a high probability sell opportunity. Now we can go to the 10-minute, check the 10-minute. So the 10-minute, we see we only got the one candle. So in reality, we can get rid of this 5-minute low and make this low the 10-minute. Because the 10-minute and 5-minute match. But we see the 10-minute pushed, and then it never gave a second candle push. So let's see what we get here. Boom. So it's in our 5-minute. We're looking for a confirmation candle. Boom. No confirmation candle. Broke straight through. So let's see if we get a second push. No second push. So even though we're testing, hold on, let me go back. No 5-minute push. So even though we're testing, right? Even though we're testing within here, the 5-minute is actually bullish at the moment. And it's low probability bullish. But there's no reason for us to really go to the 2-minute just yet because we getting a 5-minute confirmation. So what we can see, boom, look to enter off here, be 11.5. 12.5, which is 25.5. We'll just leave it right there. Let's see if we entered into this trade. Yep, we are entered into this trade. So let's go. First, let's get our 75% level. So 25.5 times point. So that's 19.1. And then 25.5. So now we can go to the 2-minute now and see what's going on. So is there any way to really manage it on the 2-minute? No. And is this clean structure? So let's see what 2-minute structure actually is. So price actually pushed down all the way from here. So this is the 2-minute high. So 2-minute just broke structure here, broke and kept pushing. So we actually have a 2-minute zone within here. Now, the reason this is important is because if price gets to that 2-minute zone and rejects, that is an exit signal. That is a signal for us to exit. But now we just need to make sure, so the 2-minute push to the 5-minute high. So if we pull it down some to make it 50%, we're like right here, but I actually like this last bit of internal structure. So where it pushed here and then came and kept pushing. So guess what the beauty in this is? The beauty in this is it falls right after our victory lane area. So right after our partial area. So if price comes and closes past here, we're already in partial winning territory. So if we do get a confirmation, this just gives us more reason to want to go ahead and exit, secure our win for the day, and go on about our business. So understanding this, we can watch it on the 5-minute because either price is going to stop us out or it's going to come down to the zone. There's really no other in between because 2-minute structure is very, very bullish right now. However, we did get a test off of a 5-minute open zone. So let's go. Boom. We got push, push, bit of a pullback, push. Boom. So now we want to go to the 2-minute because the 2-minute is going to give us the real deal right now. So the 2-minute has broken and closed. It has not broken back past it. Boom. Smack straight through TP. Now, because we're in a 2-minute zone, we want to go ahead and close with profit because price at any, again, This 2 minute demand is a buying zone where people are looking to buy. And at any time it can flip on us. So we don't want to wait around for price to flip. We want to say, hey, we got our 1 to 2, let's get out. So that is one win for the day. Let's go back to the 5 minute. No 5 minute is broken structure. So the 5 minute structure is still from here to here, but the 2 minute structure is also still from here to here with our 2 minute zone. So now we just flipping our position. If we get a confirmation off of this zone, we just gonna look for a buy. So we got one win for the day. Boom, we got a confirmation candle. Let's see if we get entered. About a 12. Let's see if we get entered. Nope, no entry. So we need another one. Boom, we got another one right here. Put it out right there. Got a 9 pip stop loss. 10, that is 20.5. So let's say if we get entered in this one. We do get entered in this one. So similar to the last trade, let's go ahead and mark up our partial level. 20.5 times 0.75, that's 15.37. So we'll go about 15.4. Pull price here. Partial. Then go back up. 20.5. All right. Let's see what happens. All right, so we end this one on the 2 minute. Let's go to the 1 minute and see if there's structure. So 1 minute structure, there was a low here, pull back, push down. So this is the high. So price actually just broke structure. Let's see if it's high probability. It is very high probability. So what we can do is draw our zone. We understand our low is here. Now, as of right now, we would still just get stopped out because the zone is ends right where the stop loss is. But now we know that price is structure on the lower time frame is uptrending. So if we get a break of the new high or low, then we will be able to adjust our stop loss accordingly. So price wicked into our 75% level, but it did not close on the 1 minute or the 2 minute. So we're going to give price an opportunity to keep pushing, right? Until it closes above, it's not considered in winning territory. And it hasn't closed above at all. It wicked the second time. That's just part of our strategy. So price is pushing down, finding some rejection off of it, finding some rejection, and shoots down. So we take a loss on that second trade. So going through my back test, I was 1-1. Now I'm be 100% real. In the live market, I was actually 0 for 2. So I actually took 2 losses today. And so I'm going to take a step back to kind of show you guys where I messed up. Just because everybody in the market makes mistakes in the way you see the market. Sometimes you don't follow your rules. Sometimes you think like, I don't want to go with that. I want to go with something else. So I'm going to just be open and I'm going to show you guys where I kind of went left with my market analysis. So I showed you basically this last one was the back test. So that's where I caught my mistake. So what I just showed you guys was the way I should have seen the market if I would have followed all my rules and stayed very consistent. Now I'm going to show you guys how I actually seen the market today and approached it. So you can kind of split the video up, go back, compare the two ways just to see. So this is how I actually traded today, and it got me 2 losses versus what we just seen. There was a win available that I missed, and I actually took an extra loss that I didn't necessarily need to be taking. So let's go through. We're going to go through it. Go through everything that went on so you guys can see from my perspective what happened and kind of where I went wrong, where things kind of went astray for me. So we are right here still, the 10-minute high and low. So this is kind of what messed up everything for me. So I was here with the 5-minute. Now, this is where things went wrong for me. So here, I still use this as the 5-minute low. But the difference was I got the 1 candle break. It didn't close past it. And then it closed past it right here. But for me, I didn't respect this close past. In my head, I justified and said, "Oh, well, this it closed past it, but it closed so close to it still past it that I don't want to count this as a high probability zone." So instead of marking up this zone and leaving it as an open zone for the 5 minute, which is where price came to and gave us the winning opportunity, I left it as low probability market structure. So I didn't draw anything on. I actually just drew a little trend line from here to here because it was literally the opposite of the 10 minute, the way I seen it. The 10 minute is uptrending from here to here. The 5 minute is downtrending from here to here. So I just wrote 5 minute on it. That way I knew that this is the 5 minute high, this is the 5 minute low downtrending. This is the 10 minute low, this is the 10 minute high uptrending. And because I marked the 5 minute as low probability, guess what? That opened up the opportunity for me to utilize the 2 minute. So on the 5 minute, I see prices impulsed and looks to be retracing based off the way I'm viewing it. So I went straight to the 2 minute. I said, okay, this is the clearest last low. And then price pushed past it and a high probability 2 minute was created right here. Right. So now we just watching to see if price comes and tests the 2 minute zone or if price breaks structure first. So let's give price a couple candles. We're going to go through it just like normal. Boom. So we got our break just like we initially thought. However, when we go to the 2 minute, the 2 minute actually broke structure first. So the 2 minute low was here. Price pulled back on the 2 minute, pushed through here, which is low probability. So let's follow structure. The 2 minute was here and here. And then price pulled back on the 2 minute and pushed straight through. However, we know our rule about the 2 minute and 5 minute. So we only use the 2 minute when the 5 minute gives us low probability structure. If the 5 minute gives us high probability structure, then we don't care about the 2 minute. So here we can get rid of this 2 minute low because we understand that the 2 minute, the 5 minute, and the 10 minute all have the same low. And here the 5 minute actually did give us a high probability setup because this was the low, price broke and closed, and then gave us a push. So here we got a 5 minute high. So we got a 5 minute zone right here and the 2 minute open zone right behind it. And let's go. Boom, 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 boom. So this was my first mistake of the day. This is my second mistake. My first mistake was not acknowledging the high probability 5 minute, which would have left me an open zone right here. That's mistake number one. Mistake number two, price is pushing into a 5 minute. Now, in my live trading, I knew that 2 minute had left a high probability zone right here. Right? So I knew the 2 minute left a zone right here, right inside of the 5 minute. Now, the issue with this is this 2 minute zone should not matter to me anymore because the 5 minute left us a zone. And remember, whenever the 5 minute leaves me a zone with current market structure, I'm not worried about the 2 minute. But for me in my head, I was like, oh man, maybe if I use that 2 minute zone that I remember seeing, I can get into this move quicker. That's where my second mistake came. I started acting from a perspective of I know price is going to push off of this zone. Let me try to get in quicker so I can make more profits, right? And let me just follow through with y'all so y'all can see what happened. So instead of waiting for a 5 minute confirmation, which actually never came, I went to the 2 minute. And guess what the 2 minute did? The 2 minute gave me a confirmation. I looked for a sell opportunity right below here. Six 6.5, 7.5, that's 15.5. Let's see what price did. Price wicked me into the trade, right? And then broke straight through my stop loss. So that was my first loss of the day. And that came from the two mistakes I made. That came from the two mistakes I had made previously. One, I did mark up the 5 minute, which that actually doesn't have anything to do with this particular trade. But this trade happened because I decided not to stay true to my plan. I broke my rules. And even though the 5 minute gave me a high probability zone, I went to the 2 minute and tried the enter. And guess what happened? I paid for it. So guess what? Yes, I took a loss, but overall, the biggest thing from this is I actually learned a very valuable lesson. A valuable lesson in staying true to my trading plan. A valuable lesson in why when the 5 minute provides me a high probability time frame, I stick to the 5 minute instead of the 2 minute. The 2 minute is like an emergency confluence for me. If the 10 minute and the 5 minute are both low probability, then the 2 minute is like my emergency confluence. But when the 5 minute is providing me clear structure, high probability structure, I don't really care about the 2 minute unless it's to monitor a trade. So this was my first trade that I took live today, and it actually turned out to be a loss. So after I took this loss, I got rid of this 2 minute zone and I said, you know what? I'm sticking to my 5 minute rule. I'm only entering off 5 minute confirmation. So let's see if we get that 5 minute confirmation, which we know we didn't. So we didn't get our 5 minute confirmation. And because we didn't get 5 minute confirmation and because we didn't have this 5 minute open zone up here, I'm looking at this as okay, 5 minute has broken structure, which it has. It's broken a high. And let's see if it's going to keep pushing or if it's going to pull down some. So let's see. So price kept pushing, but it didn't create a new high. So we go into the 2 minute. And guess what? At the two, we were looking to enter off this 2 minute zone, but price broke this 2 minute open zone and closed past it. So that's no longer an option for us either. So this zone, open zone right here, does not matter to us because on the 2 minute where we get our confirmation, it broke it. So this one was broken, but it's low probability because it broke and closed, created a high, and never closed past it. So the 5 minute is now uptrending, but it's a low probability. So where can we go now? We can go to our 2 minute and focus on structure here. So we're trying to look for the last high, and what we have to acknowledge is this structure right here. This structure right here, we had a high right here, and then price broke it, broke right here and closed, and then pushed, gave us a second candle push, and gave us a third candle push. So our zone is from here all the way to here because 5 minute and 2 minute structure now match again. And then what we want to do is just make sure, again, I don't need the 50% because we already seen that, but I did pull it down to this area here because I did like this area. So the two mistakes I made cost me dearly. So the first mistake, by not acknowledging this 5 minute open zone here, I missed on an opportunity to take a winner. My second um my second mistake was by even when the 5 minute gave me a clear zone here and I used the 2 minute confirmation trying to jump the gun and get in early, I took a loss where it wasn't even needed. Because if I had just stayed true to my 5 minute, my 5 minute never gave me a confirmation off of there. So when price pushed down, which would have been a winning opportunity had I had that 5 minute zone there, I was just waiting. I was waiting for it to get to this zone so I could look for a buy opportunity. So that second move that I took originally, which was a buy off of here, I actually did take that one live too. And the result ended up being the same for me, which was a loss. So we got in like right here, 920.5, and it was like 15.4 was our 75% level, 20.5. And we go through it. We see price pushed, never broken, closed above our 75% level, as we see again. And then price went down and stopped us out. So the second trade, I am not mad about. This trade right here, I'm not mad about at all. This is our trading plan. This is can happen sometimes. So this is the reason I have the 75% level. Now the issue is times like this where price doesn't close past it. So I stay into it. I'm okay with this though, because more times than not, this actually works in my favor than against me. So this second trade I'm okay with. I took this trade both in my back test and in my live session. Now the other moves all the way back here, as you guys seen, that the moral, I will say basically the moral of everything that I just showed right now is follow your trading plan. Because not following one step or overlooking one minor thing in the beginning can lead you to messing up a whole bunch in the long run, right? It seems as simple as I only made two mistakes, but think about how costly those mistakes were. Think about in the beginning, it at the very start of my session, I made the mistake of not respecting this open zone right here. Not because price told me it wasn't a high probability setup, but I literally ignored it because I justified why it wasn't high probability, even though the market gave me my two candle push that I needed to confirm that it actually was high probability. I used my own justification. Oh, it closed past it, but it closed close to it. It's not high probability. When that's not part of my rule. My rule is if it closed past it at all, period, it is high probability. But because I didn't respect that, guess what? I missed out on this zone. Because I missed out on this zone, what happened? I missed out on this potential for a winning trade. This second trade, I would have lost no matter what because I would have took this. This is a good opportunity here. This move right here is a good opportunity. We got a confirmation. We got in. It didn't break our 75, and we ended up taking a loss. That one I can live with. This one is like, dang, proof in the pudding. Take your time when you're analyzing the market. Because if I would have took my time and I wouldn't have justified why it wasn't high probability when the market actually told me it was high probability, guess what? I would have had this zone here. And then price would have came right into my zone, giving me the perfect sell candle. I would have hopped in and got at least one win. And that one win, yes, I would have took a loss right after, but I would have finished the day in profit because I would have made a 1 to 2 and then lost a 1 here. So I would have finished pretty decent profit for the day. However, we ended up finishing with two losses. Am I upset about it? No. Am I mad about it? No. Am I a little frustrated? A tiny bit. And I'm human, just like anybody else. I'm a little frustrated because this is Friday. This is how we end the week. And it's like, on the last day of the week before your 2 or 3 day break from trading, you want to, execute to the best of your ability, the best you can. So to make a mistake like this on a Friday and then to go through my back test and catch the mistake, it's like, okay, it is a little bit frustrating, but I'm not super upset. I didn't lose nothing more than I expected to lose. Um, and I still have capital to show up and trade on Monday. And the good thing is that I actually caught the mistake. And that's another major reason why I do this back testing thing after my live sessions, because it allows me to see my mistakes immediately. You feel me? Like going through it, I thought I executed pretty good. But then once I went through my back test making this video for my back testing, now I realize, dang, I actually missed this zone. And because I missed this zone, I'm not even going to say I missed this zone. I justified not drawing this zone on. And because I justified not drawing this zone on, guess what? Price came back to that exact zone that I ignored and gave a very good winning move off of it. And I missed that winning move because I decided not to draw that zone on. So this video is definitely an educational one. I mean, it's not a fun one. I didn't make any money today, even though there was opportunity to make it. But this is just to show, like, bro, everybody has times. Even when you hit a profitable run or you become that profitable trader, there's going to be days that you do unprofitable things. Today was a day that like I did unprofitable things by ignoring this open zone here and by forcing an entry off a 5 minute zone with the 2 minute confirmation when I should have waited for a 5 minute confirmation. And because I did those unprofitable behaviors, today I was an unprofitable trader. And that's okay. The beauty is you learn from it. Now, guess what? I learned from it. Now, this weekend, I'm going into my back testing, understanding what I learned this week. And Monday, I get to show up a better trader. I get to show up disciplined. I get to show up the profitable trader I know I am again. And we'll just see how the week goes from there. Especially with next week being NFP. Yeah, next week is New Year and NFP. So next week should be a pretty solid week as far as like market movement. Should see a lot of influx in the market. More people who were taking breaks are coming back into the market. So we should see a lot more volume, a lot more movement. It's going to be the first NFP of 2024. So should be exciting. Don't blow your account, man. Always have your stop loss and try to avoid trading news. I get it can, news is the big money, but trading news is really for advanced traders. I'm going to be real. And even with the advanced traders, it's still kind of a shot in the dark. If you understand the fundamentals, I guess you could kind of take advantage of it, but as somebody who's participated in a lot of news, man, those spreads and that slippage gets so bad that you could be right about the move and you just get stopped out because of the spread. Or you could be right about the move, but you get slipped out to where, you feel me, for some reason your broker take you out the trade and you missed out on the big move. So for me, it's just better to be able to trade normal market structure that's happening in the market than trying to take advantage of news. That's not to say that if market structure ain't super clean right before news that I won't hop in while being very cognizant of like if I'm in and I know news is coming, I make sure my stop loss is there every time. Like I'm not getting caught in news without a stop loss. You're asking to have your account blown because news moves like this. It moves like in 1 to 2 seconds, price will have jumped 20 pips. So if you have no stop loss, you're asking to blow your entire account. And me, I ain't asking to blow my account. If I know news is coming, my stop loss is set way before the news even comes out because I understand how fast that news is going to move. But today was a good day. We learned from our mistakes. In my live account, I actually took 2 losses, which I went over in the second half of this video of how I took my 2 losses. However, back testing my session, there was actually an opportunity to win one and only lose one. Um, and I went over that in the first part of my video. So you're able, I'm gonna be able to look back on this video and be like, and learn something from it every time I watch it. But if anybody else is out here watching it, this might be helpful for you to learn like what does it look like for a trader to catch a mistake, learn from his mistake, and just move on to the next day. I'm not about to stop because I made one mistake. Like, I'm going to be right back posting another video on Monday after my session is done. So, try not to overtrade today. Try not to blow your account. Have a good weekend. Get a little back testing in, but enjoy life. Get outside, hug a tree or something. And I'll catch y'all on Monday.